on to the Toastmasters promise. And as a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all my projects to the best of my abilities, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meetings assignments, to provide fellow club members with helpful, constructive evaluation, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so that they can see the benefits that Toastmaster membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education program and education and recognition program, to act within the Toastmasters core value and of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during I'm unable to say that. All right, during the conduct of all Toastmasters activity. Thank you. And that being said, I'd like to introduce our president, who is no other person than our amiable queen of smiles, drum rolls. And yeah, so we will be introducing her role maybe much later because she's playing another role. So, Madam President, you want to go? Okay. So,
yes,
our Madam President is, just a sec, let me quickly take that. She joined Toastmasters in 2021, and she's our current president, as I earlier mentioned. She is also the co-chair Finance Committee for Division F. Our primary focus for 2024 is to live a healthy lifestyle, intentional about family, career, and personal growth. And above all, live the soft life pro max. You can tell already from the smile you can see on the screen. Our favorite quote is, "The world is full of good people. If you cannot find one, be one," by Mother Teresa. Join me with a resounding round of applause. You can use your emoticon or you can unmute and let's hear your clap so that we can make this atmosphere a bit lively. So welcome our Madam President, Toastmaster Elizabeth Iwoha.
Thank you most kindly, Madam VPE, standing in for the SAA. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I would like to be sure that I am not here alone with Toastmaster Clem. Please, can I get response? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam President.
Good afternoon, Madam President.
Thank you. Thank you, and welcome everyone to the second meeting in the month of March, a meeting which the theme is Leadership is Influence. Before I begin, let me first of all acknowledge the presence of the Chief of Staff of Division F, who is here with us in our midst. I know you would like to remain low, but we have to recognize his presence. So DTM Abubakar Gimba, you're highly welcome to this meeting. Every other distinguished Toastmasters and our esteemed guests here present, you're welcome to our meeting for this day. Just like the topic states, leadership is influence. I'd like to begin with a quote which states, that is by John Maxwell. He says that great leaders know that leadership is not about authority or title. It is about influence, nothing more, nothing less. This brings us to the question, who is a leader? Before this meeting, I had to reflect on this, and I draft out very few things which I would like us to go home with today about who a leader is and how being a leader can make an influence in the life of people. A leader is one who is a listener. For every good leader, you find out that leaders speak less and listen more. You listen to the cry of the people, of your followers. You listen to the needs and ensure that there's a solution to what is being the problem at hand. A leader is also someone who exemplifies by action. A leader shows the way. Just as we say in Nigeria, our local language, we say, follow who knows the road. Simply meaning, follow someone who knows the way. A leader, because he knows the way, would show the way to others around him or her by ensuring positive impact is made. A leader assists at all times. A leader is not one who has a title, but one who ensures that a difference is made wherever he or she is. A leader directs people on the right path to follow. This is one of the major factors which a leader does. A leader evolves with time, knowing that he or she has to learn on how to lead people, on how to make an impact. A leader evolves with time. Lastly, the R in who a leader is a respecter of the law, both of an association, both of the nation. A leader is one who respects and holds in high esteem integrity. When you look at these acts, this is something that draws people closer to that leader. Now I want to ask us, are you someone whose life influences people by your action, not the title? Hold on to the action, hold on to your words, and make it influence people's life positively. To end this, I want to ask us also, are you being influenced by someone's life positively? Now, do you check up on that leader? It is okay for a leader to influence your life, but are you also helping to check up on that leader? The leader that you see today has a whole lot of burden on his or her life. Take time this day, check up on your leader if he or she is making an influence in your life. You don't have to wait till the person is gone to tell the person how much impact he or she has made in your life. Do it while the person is alive. Remember, leadership is not about title, but it's about the influence and the impact that we make in the life of others. Thank you for listening to that thoughtful speech of mine, and I hope that it's been able to influence your life positively. And again, I want to welcome everyone to this meeting. Like I mentioned earlier, it's the second meeting in the month of March, and it promises to be exciting, informative, and educative because we have leaders who are going to take us through this session. Permit me to welcome the one who would take up the right for this meeting. He is, in Toastmasters, we call him the Toastmaster of the Day. Who is our Toastmaster of the Day? Our Toastmaster of the Day joined Toastmasters a year and 6 months ago. He's currently serving as the Assistant Vice President, Education in LEARNTOR Toastmasters. He is a leader with a great influence. He's someone whom I have so much respect for. And his primary focus is a digital payment executive with an experience spanning over 2 decades. In 2024, his focus is consolidation, is consolidation and goods and goods. And his favorite quote is, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit." This is a quote by Aristotle. Fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, if your hands are not busy, please let's make welcome our Toastmaster of the day to lead us through the meeting. Toastmaster Olushola Olakanmi. Mr. TMOD, the virtual lantern is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please confirm first and foremost that I'm being heard and I'm clearly audible to you.
You're being heard and I can see your handsome face with your beautiful smile.
Oh, fantastic. I'm here with my A game today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Madam President, for that introduction. It almost looked like you were peeping into my notes for today. So I'm really grateful that you've done us that wonderful honors. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow Toastmasters, my job here is a very simple one. I'm like the conductor of your orchestra or the MC of the day. And during the course of this meeting, there'll be three major phases of the meeting. The first one we like to call the prepared speech, where fellow Toastmasters will come and give their speeches based on the various projects and levels that they're currently embarking on. And the timer would, and other role players will tell us what that entails a bit further down the road. Secondly, we've got the unprepared speech section where, we've got each person speaking to a title that is given to them in such a short period of time. This helps us to stay nimble and to try to speak to issues on the fly. The third section is where we then come in with the what I love to call the quality assurance section, where we have the general evaluator and other role players assessing how the entire meeting has gone and how the various role players have played their roles. And so that in a nutshell is how the flow of the meeting is going to be today. And without much ado, there is someone that is going to lead this team of wonderful quality assurance officers that will help us to ensure that we're conducting today's meeting in line with the level of excellence that LEARNTOR Toastmasters is well known for. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce our general evaluator for today's meeting. She is an HR consultant with over 10 years of professional experience across customer relationship management, talent management, and human resources. She is a member of LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club, and she's joined since 2022. She loves sightseeing, exploring life, and meeting interesting people. Please join me with a LEARNTOR Toastmaster welcome to bring to the podium our general evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster Oloruntobi Ojo.
A wonderful afternoon to us all. Thank you so much, the Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Good afternoon once again. I'm the general evaluator for today, and as you may know, the role of the general evaluator is to ensure everything that holds or happens during the meeting is well noted and evaluated. Whether it happens or not, the G is expected to take note of them and ensure that corrections are spotted and evaluation is noted. As John Wooden said, self-evaluation. Without self-evaluation, failure is inevitable. And it's also a popular saying that feedback is the food of champions. So we are all here today basically because we want to learn, get feedback, improve and get better as we grow in our purpose of joining Toastmasters. So during this meeting,
Toastmaster Lawrence, so you're muted. We can't hear you.
oh God, oh sorry. Okay, so during this meeting, I'll be taking note of everything that happens and that doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant at this meeting, everyone playing a role or contributing in one way or the other. And I'll be looking out for good examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. So at the end of the meeting, I'll be back to give my report. So at this point, I'll be introducing each member of the evaluation team. The slides, please. Toastmaster Clem, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. The slide for introducing the team members, please. Thank you, Toastmaster Clem. So coming with me on this journey will be a couple of awesome Toastmasters, and the first of them is the timer. Toastmaster Harriet is the timer for today, and she is described as a superwoman, a woman who wears many hats, as it is in Toastmasters. She's a perfect example of finding a need in the community and filling it. Our students know her as a powerhouse role model who makes being genuine the most powerful thing. Harriet is a 4 times best-selling author, turning point expert, chartered professional accountant, football official, top 20 Toastmasters world champion for public speaking, semi-finalist, and an ultra marathon runner. What a powerful woman. She is the CEO of the award-winning social enterprise, Empowered Me Incorporation, whose mission is to inspire and empower youth to reach unlimited potential. She describes her life as moving from tragic to magic. So over to you, Toastmaster Aria. She's going to be telling us what our function is all about.
Well, thank you for that lovely introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I suppose, I don't know if it's afternoon. Yes, it's afternoon. It's morning for me. Happy to be your timer today. As we know, time waits for no one. So as I got up early this morning, I was excited to be in a meeting and I found out all my backgrounds were gone. I updated my Zoom and everything was gone. But as a leader, we're adaptable. So I did adapt very quickly, and I have my background to help you, to help us all be on time and make sure that everything goes as it should. If not, we'll have to adapt. Therefore, these will be my backgrounds for the day. But first and foremost, what I'm going to do, I will raise my hand up so that the timer is always at the top.
Sorry, this Team Harriet, I don't know if I'm the only one. We can't see you. We can't see you.
It's okay. Okay. You can't see me. That's kind of intentional.
And the Team Harriet, if you need the timer card, I can send it to you.
I got it, actually. I quickly, as we were talking, I managed to download them very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for the offer. So for the meeting today, it will be timed accordingly for the for the speakers who will be table topics, who will be speaking on the fly. You will have 2 minutes to speak. When you're halfway, which is 1.5 minutes, you will get this yellow green background. The yellow will indicate that you should get ready to wrap up I apologize, 1 minute at green. That's what the timing will be. And when you get to the yellow, that will be 1.5 minutes, which means carry on, but get ready to wrap up because the red background will be indicated, which means you should be wrapping up and do not take anybody else's time. If you see the red, you've got 30 seconds to close.
We're not seeing the time cards.
Oh, you can't see them? Oh my goodness. This is, oh,
No.
let me repeat now. Let's try. Oh, okay. So
okay, now it has come on. I can see the red.
Just put the, I think the, all right. I will repeat very quickly in case anybody, you all didn't see it. My goodness, what a morning. Green will be the minimum amount for the table topic speakers. Once you get to 1.5 minutes, the yellow will come on, which means get ready to almost wrap up. Red will indicate it is time to wrap up. Let us wrap up because it means after 30 seconds, you have taken somebody else's time. And for our esteemed speakers today who have their prepared speeches, it'll be the same process. When you get to minimum time, you will get the green, which is 5 minutes. Keep talking if you still have more material because you've reached your minimum. The green will mean you've reached the 6-minute time. So carry on. You still have another minute or so to wrap it up. So the red will indicate, okay, time to wrap it up. And you have 30 seconds. And I will treat this as an international speech, which means I'll give you 30 seconds grace time. Do not go over that or you'll be disqualified. And at the end of, and I'll also have timer for the evaluators. Now, at the end of the meeting, the general report, the GE will call me to share my report. Make sure that you're on my good side, not on my bad side, which means you went overtime. Back to you, general evaluator of the day.
Thank you so much, the timer. So I'll move to the next role player of the grammarian. Toastmaster Clem, I've lost the slides. I can't see it again. All right, thank you. Our grammarian for today is Toastmaster Clementina. She's a seasoned sales and marketing expert with a renowned FMCG company. A member of LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club, she currently serves as the club's VP, Vice President Education. Our primary focus is to establish meaningful connections, live happy, and share happiness. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Ellen Keller, that's our quote. Over to you, Toastmaster Clem, as she tells us what she will be doing in today's meeting.
Jolly good afternoon once again, everyone. And I'm excited to be the grammarian for today's meeting. And as the grammarian for today's meeting, I play an important role of helping everyone and club members to improve their grammar and their vocabulary. To introduce my role, there are 3 things that I'll be doing while we're on this call. And the first would be to introduce the word of the day, language usage and grammar. I'll be taking notes of speakers as they speak, noting incomplete sentences, mispronunciation, and also grammatical mistakes. And hopefully, and finally, at the end of the meeting, I would come back and give a report. And hopefully, you are able to not be on the wrong side in DTM Harriet's words, right? The virtual learn turn back to the general evaluator. I'll be introducing the word of the day. And the word of the day for today is galvanize. Please repeat after me. Say galvanize.
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 Galvanize is a verb, and it means to stimulate or excite someone to action, to motivate, or to inspire. Its synonyms are urge, spur, impel, motive, electrify, and stimulate. Example of galvanizing use or in sentence is: great leaders have the ability to galvanize their teams, ignite passion and commitment towards a shared vision of success. So during the call today, I would encourage you all to make use of the word of the day, galvanize. I'll be coming back at the end of this call to give a report on the use of the word galvanize. And I hope that I've been able to galvanize you all to use the word of the day. Thank you very kindly. I'm back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, our grammarian, for today for the galvanized introduction of your role. We look forward to more galvanized experience as we go to the introduction of the next role player for today. Next slide, please. The accounter. Thank you very much. So for today's meeting, our accountant is Toastmaster James Awojobi. He's a data analyst, professional scrum master, sales and business development executive, and an information management expert with about 2 decades of experience. He loves teaching, singing, cleaning, doing house chores, writing poems, watching football and tennis. James joined Toastmasters in 2022. His favorite quote is from the movie The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early to be wherever you want to be. There is no time limit. Stop whenever you want. You can change or stay the same. There are no rules to this thing. We can make the best of the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it, and I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things you never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. If you find that you are not, I hope you have the strength to start all over again. Over to you, Toastmaster James. Tell us what it is you'll be doing today.
All right, thank you so much, General Evaluator. As the accountant, really my assignment is simple, and it is to ensure that I galvanize people into a position where they're able to, with stability, speak fluently as they build the culture of communicating as leaders. And so I will be looking at any overused words or filler sounds. And most times people use these filler sounds or overused words as a crutch during speeches. Words may also become inappropriate interjections, such as and, well, but, so, people tend to repeat all of that at several times when they're speaking. And so I'll be monitoring. And you could have filler sounds like things like that, right? So that is my assignment, very simple, but just to ensure that together we're able to galvanize you to a position where you're comfortable to speak fluently without using those words, filler words or overused words or sounds as much as possible. Thank you so much, and over to you, the General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, the accountant, for today. So the next role player should be the listening evaluator. Listening evaluator. Toastmaster Clem, do we have a listening evaluator? Toastmaster Harriet, you are raising your hand.
I did that on purpose so that my timer is always at the top corner. It's a little trick that I learned. So I don't have a question.
All right, thank you. So I will just go ahead to read the profile for the next role player. Listening evaluator. Okay, it's Toastmaster Sheriff, none. So thank you very much. Toastmaster Sheriff Abdulkader is the listening evaluator for today. He joined Toastmasters in January 2024 and he currently holds no office. His primary focus for 2024 is maintaining fitness and living his best life. His favorite quote is, "Success is the result of perfection, hard work, learning from failure, loyalty, and persistence," according to Colin Powell. Over to you, our listening evaluator for today.
Thank you, the General Evaluator, and good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. I will be playing the role of the listening evaluator today. And it's saying by Ralph G. Nichols that the most basic of all human needs is the need to understand and be understood. The best way to understand people is to listen to them. And personally, I believe that as leaders, as much as we want to convey information, it's also important that we listen attentively, because the input, which is what we hear, will only determine the quality of our output, which will be the feedback we give based on information received and processed. Information can only be processed effectively if you listen attentively. As the listening evaluator for today, my role will entail ensuring that the audience listens attentively to all that will be said during the speeches that will be given today. I'll be coming back at the end of the session to ensure that we have listened and we have listened attentively. And I will also be asking questions to test how well we've listened to the speeches that will be made today. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abdulkader, for the galvanized introduction of your function. I bet we all agree that the evaluation team is fully ready and we have been galvanized to perform effectively today. I hereby hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Olushola. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator, for that warm introduction of your team. I'd say we have such a stellar team, working to serve us during today's meeting. Now, we will be moving on to the first part of the speeches for today, which is the table topic set of speeches. And there is someone who is going to do the coordination of that section of the speeches for us today, usually called the Table Topics Master. And so it gives me great pleasure to have to introduce to us our Table Topics Master for today, who is none other than Toastmaster Josephine Agolo. She is a serial entrepreneur who loves shopping, and she joined Toastmasters in 2021. She is both a member of LEARNTOR and Victoria Bay Toastmaster clubs. She resumed this year as the VPE of Victoria Bay Toastmasters Club, while she continues her graceful travels across the dynamic leadership pathways. She also currently serves as the Public Relations Manager 1 in Division F. Toastmaster Josephine believes dedication and commitment are key elements of success. As a consequence, she agrees with the quote by Maya Angelou, which states, "I believe that the most important single thing beyond discipline and creativity is daring to dare." Please join me to welcome to the virtual lectern, our table topics master for today, Toastmaster Josephine Agolo. Welcome to the virtual lecture. Please give her a rousing welcome, if you may. It's too quiet in here, people. Please join me in giving her a rousing welcome.
Thank you very kindly, our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Olushola, for the warmth of your introduction. It has actually galvanized me into putting my best in this table topic segment. As earlier mentioned, my name is Toastmaster Josephine Agolo. Jolly good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Jolly good afternoon, I hear you say. It's the time for the table topics. This is not a segment where you put off your mic or you turn off your video. This is the segment where we'll galvanize ourselves towards improving our elevation speech, because we do not know when we will be called upon to speak. There are actually 4 skills that we learn in the course of giving table topics or speaking during table topics. We learn listening skills, analyzing skills, organizing skills, and presenting skills. In the course of the table topics, we have a minimum of 1 minute and a maximum of 2 minutes, 30 seconds to speak, so that our speeches will be eligible for voting. And we are encouraged to use the word of the day, a scintillating word of the day, I must say, galvanized. And as you use it, it will galvanize you towards making a better speech. I have galvanized a couple of questions that will help us unravel the mystery behind who an influential leader is and the impact it makes in any aspect of our lives, in the family, at the workplace, in your relationship, whatever aspects of life that you find yourself. I have 5 questions, and I will encourage a Toastmaster to show us how this is done. Can I get a hand? Please, I have 15 minutes to run this. I think I've spent like 3 minutes. I have 12 minutes to go. There is no wrong and right answers. It's just an opportunity for you to speak up the call. Joe, thank you very much. Joe, are you a Toastmaster?
This is my first time here. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Toastmaster Joe, intending Toastmaster Joe, I'll come back to you after the first Toastmaster has responded. Thank you for volunteering. You are a super, super man. I need a Toastmaster to teach us how this is done. Okay, Abdul Karim Sharif, thank you so much for coming through for us. I have questions 1 to 5. Which would you prefer?
I'll go question 2.
Question 2. Give an example of an influential leader. Tell us how he or she has galvanized your life towards becoming a better person. Give an example of an influential leader in your life and how he or she has galvanized your life towards becoming a better version of yourself.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So yeah. So my example will be centered around one of my leaders at work. So I currently work in a consulting firm, and when I joined the firm, I felt overwhelmed and I felt really out of place. And that's because in as much as I knew I wanted to be there, I knew I'd also need support to see myself through all the difficulties, given the fact that I was new as at that time. And I was so lucky to have met a senior colleague of mine who I consider a leader, because he was willing to go all out for me in terms of my own personal development, in terms of me ensuring that I rise through the ranks and I stand out amongst my peers. I think the major qualities that I was able to draw out from him were: one, he was able to create time for me, even though he had really tough schedules. He was able to create time to listen to my concerns and my questions, even though I know I had so many questions to ask, be it questions I shouldn't have even asked, because at times I felt that I was asking questions that were obvious, right? But then he never shied away or made me feel little because of the nature of questions I asked. He was always there to guide me through to the certain resources that I would need to ensure that I build myself as an employee in my current place of work. He has left, but he showed perseverance in the face of the work he had to do, because he was one who he had a very strong work ethic, and that's something I really admire about him. And he was able to mix both his work life with his family life in such a way that work life did not really impede so much into his own personal life. And for me, I think these are qualities that I feel a leader should have. He was also able to guide me in all possible ways and support me in my own growth and development. I'm still developing in the firm, but he was able to play a significant role in during my time there before he left the firm. So this is my example, and thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Sharif, for sharing that with us. In all of your speech, I could spot all the qualities of an exemplary, influential leader. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I still have question 1, 3, 4, and 5. Internet Toastmaster Joe, take it away. What is your question? Internet Toastmaster Joe, my namesake, where are you, man? Joe? Okay, Joe is not ready. Any hands up?
I am ready.
All right. Thank you for obliging. I have question 1, 3, 4, and 5.
Question 4.
Question 4. Thank you for choosing such a wonderful question. Interesting. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. This is a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Hearing this quote, what comes to mind?
What comes to mind? First of all, thank you for the opportunity to speak. What comes to mind is do not follow the trend or do not follow the norm. Take time out to think back on whatever everyone is doing and see what areas could one do better, or what can I innovate on, what can I create. The quote also reminds me of a poem. I can't remember the author, but the title of the poem is The Road Not Taken. It starts with 2 roads diverge in a yellow wood and ends with I followed the one less traveled by, and it has made all the difference. So most times we tend to be like, since everyone is doing this, I should join the crowd. But the best experiences or the best rewards usually come from the most difficult roads or the roads less taken. That's what I understand from the quote. Thank you.
Toastmaster Joe, you would have loved to speak more so that you hit the mark 1 minute so that your name will be on the radar of people who are going to be voted for.
Okay, so I should speak more. There's actually more to speak, but I was trying to minimize time. Okay, great. So an example of someone who exemplifies that quote is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was able to galvanize millions of people that even to date, what he proposed or what he introduced is still highly demanded for. So I remember when he wanted to introduce the iPhone, he did not introduce the iPhone as a device that everyone will use to make calls. So he gave an example of imagine having a device where there are no buttons on. So it put people's imagination to work. And then eventually we brought out the sample of the device and everybody was like, wow. And by launching that, a lot of other organizations followed suit. And there's this craze that comes with when an Apple device is released or it's about to be released compared to when any other device in the world is being released. That is a perfect example of Ralph Waldo Emerson's quote that says, "Do not follow where the path may lead, rather follow the one less traveled by." Have I hit the timer?
Of course, you have hit it right on the head. You didn't miss it. I'm not sure you will be on the right book of our JRS timekeeper, distinguished Toastmaster Tinker. Thank you very much for that brilliant response. We shouldn't follow the bad wagon. The road less followed is where the most experience, where we get the most experience, I think, is where we actually get the learnings from. I still have question 1, 3, and 5. Question 1, 3, and 5. Who is taking the bull by the horns to hone their elevation speech? Woohoo, one more, and we call it a day. Question 3 and 5. Pick one, Taranika. 3 and 5, you pick one, Taranika. You might want to unmute your mic.
I don't know what the question is because I just joined, so I have no idea what I'm answering to. Sorry.
Okay. You're answering to table topics, a minute speech for 1 minute minimum, maximum 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
So what's the
word of the day? Galvanize. You choose a question between 1, 3, and 5.
Oh, so okay, I'll go with 5 then, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, 5. Thank you so much. What is that influential trait you would like to see in a leader and why? What is the most influential trait you would like to see in a leader and why?
I guess I would have to say just being able to relate with the crowd, because if you not able to actually understand how others are feeling, the ones that you have to kind of lead towards the right path, how are you going to understand their needs? So I think that's the thing that I would say. And I think also just believing in yourself as well, self-confidence, although it's something that you can also build, it's important because if you have self-confidence, you can also influence others to also have that confidence they need as well. So I would say confidence and just being relatable to the crowd and what they need. Yeah, that's all.
You may want to go on.
Should I say more? Yeah. Let's see. I guess dedicating some time as well can be an influential factor that I would like to see in a leader. If they spend some time with your problems and they find ways to deal with them, that's also something that I would like to see in a leader, that they know how to cope with situations, that they know how to handle some things, and also clarifying what is possible and what's not. Because if you go and say, yeah, I will do that, and then you do not do it, that means you're kind of breaking the promise. So it's also important to be kind of realistic sometimes when you're trying to promise people some stuff. So whenever I try to fix something, I'll say, like, I'll try to see what I can do with that, because I'll say I'll do it, that means I have a huge responsibility on my shoulders. So I guess the most important thing is being kind of realistic and sticking to what can be actually done, not making fake promises. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amiable guest, Karinika. I hope I got your name correctly.
Kind of, yes.
Thank you for that succinct response. Nice qualities of an influential leader. Dedication, especially with their time, giving time to the people that they are leading. Self-confidence. If you lack self-confidence, how will the people who you are leading follow you? And being relatable, people should be able to come to you when they have problems, when they have needs. Thank you very kindly, Karanika, for sharing that with us. Madam Timer, distinguished Toastmaster Harriet, do I still have time for more? We'll wrap it up here.
No, we do not have time for another one. Thank you for that.
Thank you very kindly, distinguished Toastmaster Harriet Tinker, for the feedback. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a big thank you to all of our respondents. They have actually shown that they are brave. And it's often said that fortune favors the brave. Thank you, Toastmaster Sheriff, for sharing with us that one of the person who have inspired you to become better is your senior leader at work, who have shown influential qualities of actually guiding you, always being there for you, always looking forward to seeing you develop and becoming a better version of yourself. Thank you, Intending Toastmaster. Oh, I missed the name, so sorry. Joe, I can't miss your name. Joe, my namesake here. Don't follow the bad wagon. Follow the road where no one has followed, because that is where you gain a lot of experience that will bring in the learnings for you. And our last speaker, but not least, is our guest, Karanika. Be relatable as a leader, be confident, and give your time, dedicate your time to the people that you are leading. Thank you very kindly, fellow Toastmasters and guests, for the opportunity to serve as your table topics master. I'll leave you with this quote by John C. Maxwell: a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And I would also like to add this one by Ken Blanchard: the key to a successful leadership today is influence, not authority. And it's back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Olushola.
Thank you very kindly, our table topics master for today, Toastmaster Josephine. That was quite a galvanizing session, I would say. And moving on very quickly, Toastmaster DTM Harriet has shared with us the time for each of the participants. May I kindly ask the Zoom master to help us with the poll so that we will select the best impromptu speech for today's session. Only 2 of the 3 people qualify, given that Toastmaster Sheriff overran the maximum time limit of 2.5 minutes, right? Zoom master, can you help us with that? Now, while that is going on, ladies and gentlemen, it's important for us to get feedback because, as it is usually said, feedback is the breakfast of champions. For us to do better, we need to be able to get the right level of feedback. And the person to help us with the feedback for the table topic section is none other than Toastmaster Liz, the president of Toastmasters Club. She has been previously introduced, and therefore there's no reason to repeat that introduction. And so it gives me great pleasure to bring back Toastmaster Liz, Elizabeth Ward, the president of LEARNTOR Toastmasters, as our table topic evaluator of today. Madam President, please take it away.
Thank you most kindly, the Toastmaster of the day. Please confirm I'm being heard.
I can hear you and I can see you.
Thank you most kindly. I'll begin with the quote by Ralph Smedley, who is the founder of Toastmasters. He says that listening to a given speech is important, but most equally is listening to critically and analytically listen and then give the speakers the benefit of their speeches, which is what I would be doing today as the evaluator of the table topic session. I'd like to thank Toastmaster Josephine for galvanizing us through the session. It was a wonderful one. I would begin with her. She started by explaining what the table topics is. This is for the benefit of our guests who might not understand what table topics is. Through her explanation, they were able to understand what table topics is. She equally gave the skills, 4 different skills which you will get given a speech, given a table topic speech. That was a good one, and it was a way of encouraging the speakers. Toastmaster Josephine equally galvanized us by letting the speakers, the intending speakers who later took up the role, to know that they need to use the word of the day. I love one thing Toastmaster Josephine did, which was asking that a Toastmaster should show the way. We're talking about leadership being that is influence. She said a Toastmaster should influence others, should galvanize the intending Toastmasters to wanting to take up this role. That was a very good move by Toastmaster Josephine. Even when an intending member raised his hand, she still insisted that a Toastmaster should take that. I also like the fact that you were able to summarize the speakers so that for those who might not remember the names of the speakers, they would know who they are voting for. And you ended with a quote. Thank you, Toastmaster Josephine, for galvanizing that way. Now I'll begin with our first speaker, Toastmaster Sheriff. Your question was, give an example of an influential leader and how he or she has helped you to become a better person. Toastmaster Sheriff, thank you for galvanizing such a speech impromptu. You used a personal story. A personal story is relatable and helps your audience to understand easily what you're talking about because you give an example or you give examples, which was what you did. You started with telling us where you work and how you joined the company. You needed to learn more, and your boss, who is no longer there, or your former boss, helped you through by creating time. He listened to you and guided you through work. He was able to balance his work and personal life. That was a story which made us to know that as a leader, you can help people with these attributes. However, for every speech that is given, there's always something to go home with, which I would like to spot out here. First was the fact that you were speaking, but you did not look at your audience. Remember, when you're on an online meeting, your audience should be your camera, because when you look at your camera, it's more like you're looking at your audience. I could not see your face. I felt that you were looking somewhere else and I could not feel the words you were saying. Your words was now different from your action. I could not see that hand movement, which I would have loved to see, to know that truly this person influenced you positively. I wanted to hear the word of the day, galvanize, from you. I did not hear that. I would like to encourage that you use the word of the day when speaking. If, just like the TMOD had mentioned, you exceeded your time when speaking, this is why the timekeeper has her hands up, so that you could always observe when it is time. As a Toastmaster, when giving your speech, you need to be time conscious. What I would now recommend for you to do is, for such influence that someone has made for you, you could have used just 2 examples to talk about him. That would help you save time. Instead of the 4, the 2, breaking it down would help save time for you. So I recommend that a way to make you balance to answer this question well, you could ask the question again. That way you're taking a breath and knowing the pointers to say. Thank you for such speech and for galvanizing us into the skills that we could help to influence others. Our second speaker, intending Toastmaster Joe, thank you for taking up the bold step of wanting to speak. You took that bold step first to give the speech. Looking at you, someone who is just new to the club would not know you are an intending Toastmaster, because it takes a Toastmaster to be bold, to say, I want to speak. And when you did speak, you started by thanking the table topics master. That is one of the things we do at Toastmasters. We thank the person who called us to speak, because it's more like giving respect to the person. You had an opportunity to speak and you thanked the speaker. Then you talked about, apart from her quotes, you talked about another quote by an author which says we should know more about the road not taken, which is relatable to the quotes that was given to you. I loved the fact that you used the word of the day, meaning you were listening before you even answered. That was a good one. Then I loved the fact that when you did not know the time was over, you were told you still had more time to speak. You picked up and you still spoke on things that we could take back home with. That was a very good way to navigate your story. And you ended with a quote, with a call to action, telling us that we should always look for the road that is not taken. Thank you for galvanizing us into such speech. I would just recommend that while you're speaking, you could look more into your camera, face your audience, let us see your face while speaking. I understand that you're an intending Toastmaster, but I believe that you're going to do much more greater when you continue to challenge yourself and speak like this. Our last speaker for the day, Toastmaster Iro. What is the influential trait you would like to see in a leader and why? Toastmaster Iro, that's if I am right, Toastmaster O intending. Thank you for taking up the bold step to equally speak. You had to chat to be sure of what you wanted to speak on. You gave us 3 examples of the traits, or 3 traits which you would like to see in a good leader, which is being relatable with the followers or the crowd, confidence, this would help others to follow suit, and how the leader is realistic. His or her words should be his or her bound. That was a very good one. Thank you for letting us know that those traits are important for a leader. I would just put that I would have loved to see your face. A face to the voice. I would have loved to match a face to the voice. That would have gone a long way for us to know who was speaking and what the person would like to see. Hey, thank you for showing your face. Thank you. Yeah, I would have loved to see your face while speaking. It would have gone a long way for me to be sure of what you're saying. Equally, I would have loved to hear you use the word of the day, which is galvanize. But you mentioned that you just joined and you weren't sure of the word. I think that was why you didn't use it. So thank you for such speech, and thank you for letting us know those pointers that a leader, or the traits that a leader needs to have. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the table topic session is one that helps us to build confidence on the spot. This should not be something that we stop doing. Let us take up that challenge. And when we are called upon to deliver speeches like this, take up the bull by the horn. Go to that road that is not always taken and deliver table topic speeches. The Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly, our table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Elizabeth Iwoha. Now, let's check with the Zoom master. Are we able to vote at this particular point in time for the best table topic speaker? I'd love your feedback. Otherwise, while waiting,
I think,
ladies and gents, yes, please.
She already gave an evaluation, so we may not be able to vote anymore. Thank you. Yeah.
We may not be able to vote anymore. All right, thank you very much for that wonderful feedback. Ladies and gentlemen, still moving on, we're just going to try and adapt a bit our agenda for today. Right now, instead of having our networking break, we're going to push that until the end because we're running out of time. And so we will be moving forward into the prepared speech section. And I would like to start by introducing the first evaluator. Each of these prepared speeches will be evaluated by one of the role players of today. So I'm just going to call the evaluator for each of the prepared speeches, who will then tell us what the speech is all about, as well as introduce the person giving this speech. That's the proposed approach. And so the first person to give the evaluation will be Toastmaster Basi. Do we have the bio for Toastmaster Basi, please? So
Yes,
that we can then introduce. All right, please.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day.
You're muted, Samudi. Toastmaster Lushala, you're muted.
Oh my goodness, sincere apologies. I hope you haven't been practicing lip reading because I was talking in the background. My sincere apologies. All right, okay. I was saying, in introducing the first speech evaluator today, it's quite a mouthful, right? DTN Dr. Charles Basi. Dr. Charles Basi is a resourcefulness coach, a psychologist, and a lifelong learner who joined the Teats, and I hope I got that, is it Teats Toastmasters Club in 2021 to learn and grow. He will be evaluating Toastmaster Oluwatoyin, and so I'm just going to turn over the virtual lectern to DTN Dr. Charles Basi to introduce TM Oluwatoyin and our speech. Over to you, DTM Dr. Charles participants. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. First and foremost, I am not yet a DTM, though I aspire to be one, so I will not claim a title that I'm not yet officially entrusted with, particularly when we have DTMs like Harriet on board. But thank you for the introduction and quite galvanizing session so far. This evening, it's my pleasure to evaluate, a great speaker who will be speaking from the stakeholders relationship pathway, level 5, project 1. And the speaker has 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply the skills needed to successfully lead a volunteer organization. And it's expected that the member would share some aspects of his or her experience serving as a leader in a volunteer organization. And thereafter, at the right time, I will be back to share my evaluation of the speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I believe we should just turn over the virtual lectern to Toastmaster Oluwatoyin to give our speech following your introduction of our speech. Toastmaster Oluwatoyin, if you're ready.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Olushola. Please confirm that I am being heard.
I can confirm that I can hear you.
Yes.
And I can also see you.
Thank you so much.
And it is lovely to see you.
Same as you as well. Thank you. Okay. Seeds. They are one of the miracles of Mother Nature. Often small, sometimes even negligible, but they can transform into something appealing under the right conditions, something that cannot be ignored, like food or medicine that preserves life. It all starts with seeds as small as this, transformed into something attractive and delicious like this. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and lovely guests. You may wonder if I am here to share gardening tips or farming lessons. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I am not equipped with that kind of knowledge to teach you how to grow plants. Although I grew up watching my parents grow fruits, vegetables, and spices in our large garden, sadly, I did not inherit their green thumbs. The one time someone gifted me 2 small indoor plants, I watched desperately as both plants died right in my care. So no, I am not that person you go to for gardening tips. I can't nurture those kind of seeds. But what if these seeds are people? What if they are real people like Paul, Chioma, and Iro? You see, while I do not have a green thumb for growing vegetables and fruits, I have observed over time that I do have a special gift. I grow human seeds. I cultivate and galvanize them into better versions of themselves. I lead with a human-centered focus until the seeds in my hands become attractive harvest. But just don't take my word for it. Let me tell you the story of some of the seeds that I have grown in the last 8 months based on my role in a voluntary organization, the Student Union, as a student president. Some of them are here today. I'll start with Paul. Paul walked into my office one warm afternoon in September. He wasn't particularly there to see me, but he was there to see Patricia, who was my co-president. I didn't think much of Paul's visit, but there was something about Paul. He had a calm, shy demeanor, yet there was a firmness about him. When Paul started speaking, I was blown away by his story. He had just come out of a very challenging and demoralizing period of his student journey. And he said something at the end of his story that caught my attention. He said, wow, now that I'm over this challenge, I want to be more useful in this school. I want to serve. This was quite unusual for someone who had gained victory over a stressful challenge. He didn't want to rest. He wanted to serve. That was my cue to take this seed and grow in. I call Paul my giver seed. He was someone that would not let his challenge stop giving the goodness that he has in him to the world around him. Paul became the men's equality champion and he gave himself totally to the role. He found ways to speak up for male students. He organized mental health awareness, attended fairs, was at stakeholders meeting and encouraged every male student he encountered. Paul grew into a tree that provided the much needed shelter for a group of underrepresented students. He has been nominated for an award for his contributions to this role. I met Choma at an interview for the role of Student School Officer, or SSO as we call them. She reminded me so much of myself. I interviewed for the same role 2 years ago for the same faculty. And at her interview, Choma was articulate about what she wanted. She wanted an opportunity to improve the student experience for students who she was to represent. I was impressed by her willingness to put herself forward. She became my mirror seed. Over the next few months, I watched Chioma and I guided her towards her desired success. Yes, she was dedicated and passionate towards her goal. She liaised with staff members, organized events for students, volunteered for collaborative projects, and spoke up loudly for the needs of her students. Oh, Chioma was like a mirror of who I was when I had the role of an SSO. She was also nominated for an award, and I recognized that unique leadership trait in Chioma. I encouraged her to run for the position I currently hold, the position of Student President of Education and Welfare. Although Chioma lost the elections just by 40 votes, I have no doubt that Chioma is made for greater things because she is a leader with a heart and passion for the job. Iro is my courage seed. She's a first-year student who interviewed for the role of SSO while she was still in her home country, in Greece. Technically, she had not even completed her enrollment as a student, yet she dared to apply for the interview and for the role. That action was convincing me and made me take Iro under her wing.
That's for
Iro
which
is
of them?
never afraid to ask questions. She's never jittery to approach her student reps on her
We've
behalf.
already moved
She
on.
showed
Thank you.
courage in the great
Thank
just
you.
concluded AGM where she raised 2 motions and those 2 motions were passed. I motivated Iro again. I said, run for the VP welfare role. Seeing how she was passionate for this welfare of students. Sadly, Iro didn't also win, but I am positive that she is just at the beginning. She has 3 more years in the university to explore other opportunity. And yes, Iro has also been shortlisted for an award. I want my kids, future kids, to be like Chioma, Iro, and Paul, fearless and passionate, ready to take on growth challenges. I have been able to lead many more like Paul, Chioma, and Iro in the last 8 months. Some of them gave me feedback, which I provided to the evaluator. They trusted me with their seed-like potential to cultivate it and galvanize them into something desirable. As the chief planter responsible for over 500 seeds in the last 8 months, I have been transformed by the experience of leading. I have further developed qualities like listening, empathy, motivation, communication, patience, and accountability. As water is essential to the growth of plants, so are these qualities to the development of those that will lead. Our roles as leader is to be the greatest and strongest for those we lead, because even the greatest of seeds cannot plant themselves. We have to put in the work and ensure we make the right conditions for our seeds to grow. Our reward comes when we see the finished product. In the words of American businessman Harvey Firestone, the growth and development of people is the highest calling of leadership. We are all farmers entrusted with human seed. Do your best to yield a great harvest. The Toastmaster.
Oh my, that is super, super awesome. I'm blown away. Blown away. Please join me in giving a very wonderful round of applause to our speaker for today, prepared speech. from Toastmaster Oluwatoyin Bolajoko. That was very, very galvanizing. I mean, I'm super inspired. I almost feel like running for the post of the student president, even though I'm not in an academic institution. That's the extent to which that speech has galvanized me. Thank you for that wonderful speech. Now, while ordinarily we should pivot, we should go ahead to call on our second prepared speech and our evaluator. However, Toastmaster Opayemi will not be able to give our speech today, and that means we will then have to stop at just Toastmaster Oluwatoyin's prepared speech as the only prepared speech for today's meeting. However, ladies and gentlemen, all hope is not lost. Let's quickly fast track so we can then come back to our networking break, because I see a lot of wonderful new faces on this call, and it will be great for us to get to know each other before you leave the call today. So we will therefore quickly pivot and get into the evaluation segment, which is the third and final segment of today's meeting. And while that is going on, please feel free to show some love to Toastmaster Oluwatoyin and galvanize us some more. Okay, it therefore gives me great pleasure to bring back to the virtual lantern our general evaluator for today's meeting. That is none other than Toastmaster Olorotobi Ojo. Please welcome her back to the virtual lantern. General evaluator,
Thank you very
ready
much.
for us? Fantastic.
All right, thank you so much, the Toastmaster of the day. And thank you for the galvanized anchoring that we have experienced today. So briefly, going into the evaluation session for today, and I'll be calling on the team of evaluators as we take it one after the other. All right, so timer, please. Are you ready for us?
You bet, I am ready.
Fantastic. You are welcome to the virtual lecture.
Oh, I thought you were gonna have an evaluator evaluate our speaker. Do you want me to do the report? Is that what you said?
Evaluating the speaker. I think the speaker has been evaluated, is it? Not yet. Oh,
No,
sorry.
no, not yet, no.
Okay, so please can I have the evaluator for Toastmaster Oluwatoyin? All right,
Okay.
you're welcome, Toastmaster Charles. Thank you.
Thank you once again, General Evaluator, and thank you very much, Toastmaster Oluwatoyin, for that exceptional speech. That for me, as I would say, it's a quintessential, I would say, quintessential prepared speech. We are all farmers entrusted with human seeds. Do your best to yield a great harvest. This is one of the very powerful call to action that I have heard in recent times in Toastmasters. And I really want to thank you, Toastmaster Toyin, for that very powerful closing. In looking at the speech you have presented, you clearly galvanized us to enter into the world of allegory through your play on words, using the particular word seed to clearly take us through a journey that demonstrates strong plots and strong narrative. And that was very clear when you began with the story of the seed with very symbolic demonstration, the seed, and then of course the apple. That connected you with the audience. We were excited. I mean, everyone wants to eat an apple. And so that was pretty cool. I love the fact that in the process of presenting your speech, you didn't just use allegory, you also personified the seed itself and brought to bear 3 clear examples in Paul, Chioma, and Iro, where you were able to tag them in a very galvanizing manner: the giver seed, the mirror seed, and of course the courage seed. Using human beings in your story make your story more relatable, and that was very clear in that presentation. So it made us to follow through the entire presentation itself. And looking at that, I would say clearly you were able to share the core objective of your project, which was to share your leadership experiences working for a volunteer organization. What would I have loved to see enrich that particular exceptional speech? If you remember in your 360 evaluation that you gave out to those who were to evaluate you, certain qualities were highlighted, like the problem-solving quality, leadership, communication, prioritization, reliability. It would have been enriching to see you pick one of these, or 2 or 3 as the case may be, and clearly demonstrate how these qualities were gained and applied by you. Through inference, it's possible to see that, but being very clear about how you applied these and benefited from them would have made your speech to be a lot more outstanding. But on the whole, you actually did meet your speech objective. And I love your call to action, which challenges us as human beings to take on leadership responsibilities. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Toyin. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bessie, for the galvanized feedback. So, and we look forward to having more speeches from Toastmaster Toyin, of course. All right, so I'll be moving to other team members of our evaluation team. And the very first person will be the grammarian for today. You have 2 to 3 minutes, Toastmaster Clementina.
All right, and good afternoon again, Toastmasters and guests. And as promised, I'm back again to give a report of how we have all fared. Please confirm you can hear me and also see me.
Yes, we can.
Awesome stuff. Awesome. So for today's meeting, it's been very, very, very exciting to see that I was able to galvanize all the role players to actually use this role, to actually use the word of the day, galvanize. I'm really excited about how we really went about using the word of the day. And we had Toastmaster James, Toastmaster Oloritobi, Toastmaster Josephine, Toastmaster Olushola, Toastmaster Liz, Toastmaster Oluwatoyin, Toastmaster Bassi use the word of the day. Please, can we give them a resounding round of applause? Okay, and then the individual who used the word of the day the most today is, being that she, as the general evaluator, she seized every moment to actually play on that word. So she used the word the most from today's meeting. Moving on to the second thing I already mentioned I was going to speak about during my report was the words or quotes that I really like and inspired me during this meeting. I would say that I was inspired by the powerful closing of Toastmaster Oluwatoyin, which her evaluator already quoted. We are all farmers and trusted with human seeds. Do your best to yield a great harvest. I mean, that's very powerful, and I really like it. Additionally, I liked the fact that I was also pleased that she used a lot of similes in giving her speech. It was very, very, very really nice, and is worthy of emulation. And beyond that, I want to appreciate everyone again for their speech. And finally, I would also like to add the word of the week just before I relinquish the virtual lantern. Because today our subject is on leadership, the word of the week that I want every one of us to go out of this meeting with is exemplar, meaning that you be like a model and an example for other people to emulate. I'd encourage us to use that word throughout this week. Thank you very kindly, everyone. And back to you, our general evaluator, Toastmaster Oluwatobi.
Wonderful evaluation, Grammarian, for today. And thank you for bringing to our notice the word of the week, exemplar. And thank you for being our exemplar as it is. So the next feedback will be received from the hack counter for today, Toastmaster James. Toastmaster James, are you online? Okay, we
Yes,
can go
I
to.
am.
All right,
Yes,
are you
I am.
set?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. The interesting time we've had today, and a number of the speakers used filler words and filler sounds. I took note of quite a number, but the whole intention is not to call out names and start to mention who did what using filler sounds, but rather to encourage us more to be intentional and think through what it is we'd like to say. I'd like to advise that when you want to speak, ensure that you think seconds ahead as you construct your word or words together. That way helps you from looking for words that can fill up spaces or unusual or repeated interjections. Generally, we did best in speaking. We improve as we speak more, and we show leadership as we engage words the more. So a number of the words that has been given today, it is my own opinion and suggestion that we go through the week, put these words together, use them as much as possible, and never stop speaking constructively to someone. Write a speech, form a speech, get someone to mentor you through it, and as you do so, you become better for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster James, for the feedback you have provided us today. So the next feedback will be received from the listening evaluator, Toastmaster Sherry. Toastmaster Sheriff, are you still online? Okay, then we can take the timer. Toastmaster Harriet, please.
All right, thank you for, let me just put my, okay, yes, yeah. Thank you, everyone. Ooh, I look like a monster there. I better fix my screen there. Okay, so my timing report GE is ready, and most of it I already put it in the chat. So I don't know if you want me to repeat it. Probably not. For the sake of time, I will not do that. I will mention the times that have not been reported. Our table topic evaluator, who was President Liz, had 10 minutes to speak, and she took 9 minutes and 50 seconds. So she was within the actual time. And our evaluator, Dr. Bassey, is that how you say it?
Dr. Charles?
Yeah, Dr. Charles Bassey. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I pronounce it wrong, I ask for forgiveness. Your evaluation was 2 minutes and 41 seconds. And the other thing I wanted to mention to our speaker, Toastmaster Toyin, you took 7 minutes and 23 seconds. What I would recommend for everyone here, sometimes we spend time asking, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So when you do that, I start your time, just so you know that your timing begins as soon as you make a sound or ask questions. So for our speaker today, just so you're aware, it took you 23 seconds to ask everyone if they could hear you. So if you ask, maybe just ask quickly, say, can you hear me? And then say yes, you just carry on with your speech. That's just my feedback on your time. And for the other helpers for today, well, two, I'm the third one. I'm not timing myself because I'm right on time. Our grammarian, you took 2 minutes and 32 seconds, which is excellent. You had 3 minutes, and our R counter was also 1 minute and 32 seconds. And for our R counter, this is just feedback for myself. If I do say any R or ams, I would like to be told so that I can improve. I like to be told if when I'm doing good and when I need areas of improvement. But good evaluation. That is my timing report. And I must say, we are really, I'm a timekeeper because we're doing well with time. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harriet, for the feedback and insights given at various instances. So I can see Toastmaster Sheriff is not online, so I'll just move to my session of the evaluation. All right. Okay, so from the beginning of the meeting, the room was opened very early, which is fantastic. And the room was already open by the time I joined, which was about 2:40, which was well, like 20 minutes into the meeting. And the meeting started early enough, right on time. We had a great introductory speech from the president emphasizing the focus of today, leadership is influence. Some of the observations I noticed was that, of course, evaluation for the table topic happened before voting, so we could not vote. We had some issues with slide navigation. And however, we've had good timing, good use of time. Speech evaluation was done very well, and our grammarian had detailed observation and has also encouraged us by introducing the word of the week ahead. So I hope we keep the practice. Throughout the meeting, we had various members and non-members or speakers using the word of the day, galvanized. And I encouraged that we are going to have a galvanized week as well. The accountant gave a report, but not so much of details mentioning who did what or about how many hours we had or filler words, so we can improve and keep watch over ourselves continuously. The timer had a detailed feedback, and a little bit of observation was also that we had some call interruptions during the speech, which is a major part of these events. So I don't, maybe we ensure that everybody is muted when the speech is going on. That was really a great interruption. And so let's try to ensure that happens, please. Also, all the officials were introduced properly. We didn't miss out anybody. And the table topic session also went well. And the feedback was given right into details as well. So our guests were encouraged to participate as well, which is a very good one. And the lectern was really properly returned each time as each person handed over the virtual lectern. Overall, we can encourage more people to give speeches. You can see we are finishing almost we still have some extra minutes. We could have had more speeches, and probably, if possible, we can allow people to pick a slot right from the meeting, so they have 2 weeks to prepare. And so they have enough time to really work on it. And we have a lot of people that have not been given speeches, so this is something we can work on. So we have more participation and growth in the group. So generally, we have done well. We've been here, we've shown up, we have grown, we've learned better, we've learned about leadership is influence. And I believe we are still going to have our visitors introduce themselves. Thank you so much. Over to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Oloro Tobiojo, and our team of evaluators for today's meeting. Please, can you join me to give them a rousing applause? Show them some love, show them some love, show them some love. All right, we're doing well with time today, but I also must say it's because we've had only one prepared speech. I wonder if that would have been the same story if we had more than one prepared speech during the course of the meeting. Now, without much ado, I would like to encourage us by sharing this quote by Simon Sinek, which says, leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in charge. We've heard a lot about leadership today and how leadership is influence. And so as we go into the marketplace this week, I'd like to encourage us to continue to build on the seeds that has, been sown from today's meeting as we build up our influence and ultimately our leadership in the marketplace and in our various homes. It therefore gives me great pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me as your Toastmaster today. I've truly enjoyed an exciting time in today's meeting. And so every good thing must gradually come to an end. It gives me great pleasure to hand over the virtual lecture to the one and only president of LEARNTOR Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Elizabeth Iwoha. Over to you, Madam President.
Well, thank you so kindly, TMOD. Please confirm I'm being heard because I was thrown off by network a few seconds ago. Thank
you
you
are
very
heard and
kindly.
seen.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Please, can you do me a favor? Unmute your mic. If you can turn on your video, please turn on your video and let us appreciate these leaders that has galvanized us to an exciting meeting this week. Please, let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them. Thank you so kindly from the SAA to the general evaluator. Every one of you have led by example today, galvanizing us through this meeting. Thank you. We appreciate you all. We appreciate our speakers who have given us these great speeches today. Toastmaster Charles, thank you. Toastmaster Charles. Doctor, thank you for joining this meeting and for that detailed evaluation of Toastmaster Toyin. Thank you so kindly. Thank you, everyone. This has been a wonderful meeting. I had so much to write today to take home with. Thank you. And I guess you all did too. Thank you. We started the meeting with about 26 persons on the call. We still have a lot of persons on the call. So we'll try as much as possible to see that we end this by 5 p.m. I would just like to thank our guests for being here with us and to please find out if you are a guest here joining us for the first time in this meeting. be you a Toastmaster or a guest, can we please meet you? Tell us where you are, where you're based, who invited you to the meeting, and what you think about today's meeting. Would like to hear from you. So who are we beginning with?
Can I go
Your
first?
first time join? Oh, please do.
Thank you very much, Madam President, and good evening again, Toastmasters and guests. I'm Toastmaster Charles Bassi. I am joining in from Abuja. This is actually my first time on LEARNTOR platform. And I was invited by Toastmaster Chidima, who happens to be on the district conference platform where we actually met. And we chatted, and I told her that I've had a few friends around Lagos who want to join Toastmasters, and usually I get to refer them to different Toastmasters clubs. And so when she told me about LEARNTOR, I'm like, oh, fine. So now I know I could also refer them to join LEARNTOR and Toastmasters club. I'm a member of the Go Get It Toastmasters club and Apex Toastmasters club. I happen to be the vice president of Apex Toastmasters club, which is a corporate club for a single organization. We just started that last year. But prior to that, I have been a member of Go Get It Toastmasters Club for a couple of years. So I'm happy to be here. And it's been quite an interesting meeting, I must say, and a very powerful speech by Toyin. Thank you for the privilege to be speech evaluator today.
Thank you so kindly for joining us, Toastmaster Bassi. We appreciate the fact that you could join us and then serve as an evaluator. You indeed showed us what it means to be a leader in Toastmaster, because we lead by doing, and you did that, joining us for the first time, and you're doing this. Thank you. We appreciate you very kindly, and we hope that you share your meeting times with us. We can also play those and visit your club. Thank you. Do we have anyone else who would like to introduce? Mrs. Morenike?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I just saw something, I think it's on Instagram, about this meeting. So I just registered. I'm an HR practitioner who joined. I want to join the Toastmaster. I'm thinking of it. I'm speech and all these things as an hobby. And I owe the
Oh, I think we lost.
prepared speech has really motivated me. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so kindly. Thank you for joining us. We're looking forward to connect with you and to have you join us. If you're in Lagos, we have our physical meetings as well. So we're looking forward to have you join us. Thank you. DWI, I can see you wanted to speak.
Yeah, all right. Thank you about the time. I'm very enjoy about this meeting. I'm a new member in the Plaza Toyota Toastmaster, and I can join in maybe around the world, like in here in Nigeria meeting, right?
Yeah.
I'm very curious about Toastmaster. I like this meeting. I lot of tech lesson from this meeting. We can together to motivate how to be public speaking, how to be uh to be leaders, and how to brave to give opinion with the others, and sometimes different people, different perspective in this meeting. I hope the next time I can join again in this Zoom meeting so I can take a listen from all audience in here. I won't study. Senior in here, maybe
I hope get more experience for our journey in the Toastmaster. Thank you very much about the time.
Thank you. Thank you so kindly. Please, can we know your name?
My name Dwi. Yeah.
Dwe.
Yeah, Dwi.
Okay,
Dwi.
Dwe. Thank you,
Yes.
Toastmaster Dwe, for joining. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you so kindly.
You're
Kelechi
welcome.
Albert, I can see your hand is up. Can we meet you?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. And sincere apologies
Good
for not being able to turn on my camera. I'll do better at our next meeting. So yeah, my name is Kelechi Albert. I joined Toast, or I intend to join Toastmasters because it's become increasingly important for me to grow my public speaking skills. So I've been looking for what to do, how to go about it. And so I reached out to my boss and she recommended Toastmasters to me. And so I looked for a location close by, which is in Ikeja here. And that's how I joined Toastmasters. I really, really enjoyed this session. I'll try my best to participate more in the coming session. And I hope that perhaps I'll join sooner than later. Thank you all for having me.
Thank you so kindly. Thank you. We're looking forward to connecting with you and having you join us. I just shared my number on the chat box. You can equally share yours and we'll connect with you. Do we have any other guests joining us for the first time, intended member? A Toastmaster from another club joining us for the first time.
I think Iro
Can we
was.
meet you?
Iro,
Yeah, that's good. Iro. Let's meet the incredible, dynamic Iro. Hi, Iro. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How you doing too?
Good, good. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
No worries. I
Thank
love
you for
them.
joining us. I think we already know that it's Tony who invited you. This Master Tony
Yes.
invited you, right? And you are in Scotland, like she is.
Yes.
So what's your view? What's your view about the meeting?
I loved it. Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, I love the different opinions around it, and we also have the word governing, which I didn't know about. It was really nice once I picked up on that. So it was really cool. I think. Yeah, and the way you put the words into action. So I think it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking forward to seeing you again.
Me too. Me too.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for joining, and thank you for being part of her speech today.
No worries.
And we wish you all the best in your project. Like she said, wish you all the best.
No,
all right.
as well, because everybody has their own project. So yes. Thank you though. Thank you. I'll do my best.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else, please, before we read our announcement? All right. If we do not have anyone else, we would like to again thank everyone who has joined us. Toastmasters is an international educational club which is celebrating her 100 years in existence this year. By October 20th, will be 100 years. And you can see that we are a global family. We have people joining from India. We have someone joining from Scotland. We have someone joining from Canada. That's the beauty of Toastmaster. Just like it is said in communication, the world is a global village. Toastmasters connect us together, where we learn communication, we learn leadership, and we learn public speaking. And our meetings is always a conducive and friendly environment. A Toastmasters meeting is that place where you can speak, and even while you feel you did not speak well, you're being celebrated. Why? Because we know that the world needs more empathizers than more critics. While we give you feedback that would help you become better. To speak out to have confidence in what they are doing, and to
Is it me who's frozen?
Academy in GRA Ikeja, and on the third Sundays of the month, we meet online 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time. I'll use that now to state that our next meeting will be on Saturday, the 13th of April. It will be hybrid. There will be physical. It will be physical meeting, but it will be hybrid for those who cannot join us physically. I would also like to announce that in the coming months, we'll be having an open mic. An open mic is a session where guests are taught about Toastmasters. You can see that in this meeting, we did not have time to explain into details about Toastmasters and all the benefits you can get. But an open mic is that session where you ask questions about Toastmasters and get every detail about what Toastmasters does and who we are as Toastmasters. That would be in April. We'll make the announcements on our social media platforms. You can follow us on Facebook, LEARNTOR Toastmasters, on IG, on LinkedIn, and even on YouTube. You can also watch this meeting again on YouTube. We have our social media platforms and you get this information. Another announcement we have is that the Area 17 International Speech and Evaluation Contest will be taking place on the 30th of March. Coincidentally, 3 members of our club will be contesting. It's going to be a physical meeting, but some persons will be allowed to join online. All contestants are expected to be there in person. Would like you to join this contest. Come and watch people deliver speeches, not for the trophy, but to impact life through their speeches. It's a contest that we are having on the area level. It's on the 30th of March. That's between 9 a.m. and 12 noon West African time. The fourth one is to make us know that it's renewal time. As Toastmasters, it's that time of the year where we have to renew our membership. Kindly renew your membership and enjoy the benefits that Toastmasters have to offer. You can reach out to either the Vice President membership or the club treasurer. We have enabled self-pay, but if you cannot work on that, please reach out to the VPM or the treasurer, or you can reach out to me and let's work out something about your renewal. We equally have the District 94 conference coming up in May. The District 94 conference is a conference for all clubs in West and Central Africa, and Nigeria is hosting this conference. It's going to be held in Abuja. This conference is open for non-members and members of Toastmasters. The early bird is still on. You can make your payment of 75,000 naira. You can reach out to me to get more details about this. It's going to be fun. People are coming from different parts of Africa. Let's come together and celebrate our success. Let's come together and break the bridge with full communication. That's the theme of this year's conference. Looking forward to having almost all of us attend this conference and have our lives transformed through communication. Lastly, we would have to inform you that nomination for the new set of ESCOs who will be taking over from July is going to come up on our platform from tomorrow. Please, once the electoral committee reaches out to us, let us nominate those who we think can serve as officers. Remember the promise we made as Toastmaster, or we make every time we attend a Toastmasters meeting, that we would be willing to serve the club when called upon to do so as an officer. The time is here to serve the club. The time is here to serve the people. Let us live out our promise. Like Iro mentioned during her speech, let our words be our bond. Let us be realistic with our actions. Let us accept to serve. Gandhi would say that the best way to find yourself is in losing yourself to the service of others. And I would like to also mention that CM Tony during her speech said, we are farmers entrusted with human seeds. Do your best to yield the great harvest. The harvests, the seeds that have been entrusted to us are members of the club. Let us serve and yield great harvest. Please accept the role once you're nominated. You would find greater joy when you serve as a leader. These are the announcements I have, and I would once again want to thank every one of us for joining this meeting today. Let's make it a point of duty to always invite guests to our meetings and be present, serve in roles. Reach out to the VPE to know what role you want to serve in the next meeting. It's always fun when you serve. Thank you, everyone. I would now like to call on two Toastmasters to move for adjournment of this meeting. Before that, I would like to tell our guests that if you'd like to know more about Toastmasters, please wait behind after the meeting is officially called to a close. Let's talk about Toastmasters. Let's talk about getting you signed up as members. Thank you. Can we have two members?
Madam President, I move for motion for adjournment.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Lushala. Who is supporting Toastmaster Lushala, please?
Seconded by me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tony, and congratulations on such a powerful speech. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Please be reminded that leadership is not about titles, but it's about the impact that we make in our workplace, in our place of worship, in any association that we belong to. Do not wait till you have a title to make Toastmaster Dwell for joining. Thank you. Toastmaster, intending Toastmaster Maranike, I saw you asked a question.
Yes. I would like to know. I would like to know what to do to be a member of the Toastmaster.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
What are the criteria?
Okay.
What are the expectations
Okay.
to be a member?
All right. Please hold. Sam Clem, are you still on the call? Toastmaster Clem.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are you still a host of this meeting?
Okay, we need to stop.
If you're a host,
I don't know how to.
The live recording.
I don't know
you're
how
not a
to
host.
actually.
Oh,
I'm not.
I think I'm no longer a host, so I cannot do that. All right. Okay. All right. Item Monica. First off, the first thing is for you to have the willing mind to be able to learn. This Toastmasters is an educational school. It's an educational institution that teaches us communication, public speaking, and leadership skills. This is the first thing you have to be willing to learn, and you have to be willing to attend meetings like this. This is the practical school where you learn that communication skill. You're being given a project and you follow through that project to guide you for every, just like the person who spoke earlier, you had her evaluator saying she met her speech objective. Every speech has its objective that is being given. So you're given a pathway where you have an objective of what you want to speak to so that your audience can know better. Now, to become that, to be able to get that pathway, it means you have to make a payment, a commitment payment, which is done yearly. When you make that payment of $120 with a new member fee of $20, the new member fee is for you to be able to get access into the pathway, or get your pathway, what we call the pathway, get your handouts that is being guided. That's the new member one-time fee. But the 120 is the yearly fee we pay. That way you'd be able to join, to give speeches like this, to be able to join contests. We have the international speech contest that you can join. You would be able to go to other clubs, just like Toastmaster Charles came to our meeting today to deliver, to play a role. Once you're a paid member, that is when you'll be able to do all of this. If you're not a paid member, okay, the Naira value, currently, I would have to send that to you. I think I would have to send that to you on your, I got your number. I'll have to send that to you after we confirm. We do not immediately give out the Naira value because we do not know. I can give you the Naira value now, and tomorrow, because of our situation in the nation, the Naira has devalued and it's going higher than that. So I would send it to you. I'll confirm with our treasurer what the current exchange rate is and send it to you on your WhatsApp chats. I'll do that after this meeting. I think the treasurer is no longer on the call, so I'll just get that exchange rate from him and send to you. That's what you have to do to become a member. Then you start speaking. You'll be given a mentor who would guide you. For every speech that is written, Toastmaster Tony, who spoke today, has a mentor. For every speech you write to come and deliver, your mentor would have to go through the speech to be sure that you're working with the objective of your speech. Once the mentor okays your speech, then you come and deliver it at your club. If you do not have the time to deliver it at your club, you can look for any other club worldwide that is meeting at the time you're able to speak, and then deliver that speech. So I don't know if that answers your question.
Relatively,
Okay.
it has.
Okay. Do you have any other question, please?
I think fun. Okay, you said something about the virtual meeting.
Yeah.
In April, but I get it well. There were issues in the network.
Okay. We have a
Was it
physical
virtual?
meeting.
Physical.
Yes, please. That will be at Lagos Energy Academy at Ikeja GRA. That's in GRA, Old Secretariat at GRA. Are you based in Lagos, man?
I'm based in Lagos.
Oh, that's awesome. We meet at Old Secretariat, that's Ikeja GRA.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you the address also. We have an intending members platform where we share information about our meetings. We share information about Toastmasters on that platform. If you do not mind, I would add you to the platform. That way it's easy for you to get. Okay, that way it's easy for you to get information about us.
I think I'm good with that. That would be good.
Okay, I'll do that, and we will be looking forward to having you at our physical meeting in April.
I will
always
try.
it's
I'll
a
try to be
Saturday.
there.
That's a Saturday. That's a Saturday.
Okay.
And this one, the second meeting is always done online because we have members from other parts of the world who also want to give them that opportunity to be able to join.
Thank you so much. I think you've answered all my questions.
Thank you too for joining. Thank you for joining. We appreciate the time you've spent with us. Do we have any other question? Does anyone have any other question, please? You can type if you cannot speak. Olonyomi, do you have any question? Okpeyemi, do you have any question? Kelechi, do you have any question?
Yeah, this is Toastmaster, like the, how to say, like the program, like university like that, or maybe we just only do it organization education. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, please can you repeat the question?
In Toastmaster,
Yes, please.
we have a program education, right?
Yes.
It is like the university or school, or maybe different.
Okay, okay. Toastmasters is a club.
Yes.
It's a social, non-governmental organization club.
Oh,
so it is not a university, but it is an educational club. You know, you have some clubs where what they do is just to have party, travel, and all of that. For us at Toastmasters, it's an educational club. That is why you have people who speak based on the educational projects given to them. However, in Toastmasters, we also have time where we celebrate each other. We go for outings, we plan events, and we have parties. But our major focus is personal development. Your personal development from being who you were before to being a better version of yourself. That is what Toastmasters is all about. So it's not a university. The head office is in the United States, but it's a global organization with members spanning to over 30,000 members worldwide. More than 30, over 100,000 members worldwide. And we have a lot of Indians who are members. We have a lot of Indians who are members. Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of connecting with the other country, yeah.
Yes, it helps you connect. It helps you connect.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a good idea. Because sometimes I have a lot of friends, but only in the, how to say, in, but never meet. Sometimes like that. I have a Facebook. I always talking, but we never meet. Yeah, but it's very good relationship about the friend. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Thank you. What part of India are you from?
I'm
Mumbai?
from Indonesia. Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Yeah.
Indonesia. What part of Indonesia are you from?
I'm from in Central Java, Tegal, Central Java.
Okay.
If you hear about the Borobudur Temple, near my home.
Oh, okay. I schooled in the Philippines.
Oh, it's very nice, yeah, near my country, yeah.
Yes, it's very near. I never got a visa to come to your country. I wanted to
Oh, yeah.
come, but I never got a visa. Yeah.
I think it's
Nice
free
to
visa in
connect
my
with you.
country. Free visa in
Yeah,
my
thank
country.
you. Oh, it's not free for us. We don't have free visa to come to your country. No, we don't have. We don't have. But I hope to
never.
visit your country.
Oh, I'm waiting for
Yeah,
you.
I hope to. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I hope to see you again in April. You join our meeting, right?
Yes. Okay, I hope.
I will send, I have your number. I will send you a WhatsApp
Yes.
message. So I look
Okay.
forward to seeing you join. Yes.
Time the same, yeah. The time the same is
Thank you.
like this one.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
You're
So
welcome.
please, if we do not have any other question, I wouldn't want to keep us so late, so we can go enjoy our Sunday evening and prepare for Monday. If there are no other questions, thank you everyone for joining us today, for learning with us. Thank you so kindly. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your afternoon day. Thank you.
See you.
Bye. See you. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. That's Pastor Clem.